All right guys, here we go. We're going to be doing a first ride test on my brand new cyclocross bike. This is the Cannondale SuperSix EVO Cyclocross Edition, Gold Dust Edition. And I literally just picked up this bike. We just filmed the full bike overview video. So if you want to see the full bike, all the specs and everything, go check out that video. But let's go ahead and start today's ride. Let's go. It's still crazy to me how light this bike is. This thing is literally the same weight as my road bike. So just about 18.5 pounds without any pedals or anything. Stupid light. I'm gonna have no excuse if I don't perform well at the races. So we're gonna be taking this bike out on some gravel. We're just starting here at the beginning on some pavement. I'm gonna have to make some position adjustments, but for right now, this is fine. One of my first impressions though is, wow, it's been a while since I've had a bike with SRAM. I've been a Shimano guy for a while now because I lived in Japan for about 7 years and it's mostly Shimano there. And in Vietnam, same thing. It's just a lot easier going with Shimano bikes since that's mainly what's in stock. So yeah, first impressions, bike feels pretty solid. Oh yeah, that acceleration. That's one of the things I'm most excited for with this bike is that lightweight, stiff acceleration. I love an aggressive bike. So we're gonna be going off on some gravel over here, or dirt roads. So this bike currently does have cyclocross tires fitted, so it won't be quite as comfortable as the gravel tires. Still should be more than enough for most basic gravel dirt roads like this. It is pretty gravelly right now though. And luckily, the area that I live is just a paradise for dirt road riding. We have so many dirt roads around here, and a few of them are a little hilly, like right now, and wow, yeah. I've been riding these bikes on my aluminum 25, 26 pound gravel bike, and this thing is easily 7 pounds lighter. Wow, it just felt so much quicker, so much more responsive going up that climb. So yeah, I have a feeling this bad boy is going to be taking some KOM segments here pretty soon. I did just order some gravel tires, so I'm going to swap those out on here for when I'm training on the dirt roads and save these for when I'm actually racing cyclocross. I think in cyclocross you're still supposed to be racing on the 33s. I don't think they really like you going higher, at least in the higher categories. And I'll be racing the 1-2 races, so I think I got to follow those rules still. I don't know why they still keep those rules, because I don't see the harm in if everyone can ride some wider tires. Maybe it's just for keeping with the spirit of the old cyclocross. As long as everyone's on the same conditions, don't bother me. Seat post is making a little clicking sound when I move forward. Don't know what that is. Okay, so that seat post noise was actually starting to worry me a little bit. I tried stopping and seeing if my clamps needed tightening. That didn't fix the issue. And then I did a quick Google search, and apparently it's an issue with this frame, but it sounds like it's a pretty simple fix. I just need to take the seat posts and the wedge out, clean them, re-grease them, and put them back in the right way and tighten it down the right way. And that should solve it, but shouldn't be an issue for just one ride. Actually, it's not making as much noise when I'm careful about it, but if I move my saddle forward like that, oh yeah, there's that clicking sound. And I'll be doing a lot of that during cyclocross races, so yeah, that's kind of annoying. That's one of the reasons I don't usually like these custom seat posts or custom seat post clamps. There's always issues with them, and you deal with proprietary parts. So that's one of the sort of unfortunate things about this bike, but you do get some advantages with the D-shaped seat post as well. So it's kind of a trade-off of pros and cons. Normally I don't see too much traffic on this road, but I'm riding a little bit later in the day. It's Sunday evening right now, about 8 o'clock. It's still crazy to me how light it is here this late in the day in Michigan. When I was living in Vietnam, it's dark by 6 p.m. So to be able to do a ride this bright, 8 o'clock, it usually doesn't get dark till 9, after 9 even, this time of year anyway. So I'm enjoying it now while I can, and wow, I will say these SRAM force shifters are super responsive. I've been using mainly Shimano 105 for the last few years, and it's a pretty good group set, but SERM just hits a little different, especially on the downshift. It's really smooth. Oh yeah, you can downshift real quick, a bunch of gears, which is actually good timing because we got a hill right here. As much as I would like to, I'm not going to be doing any sprints or KOM hunts today. I did a couple hard days this past week, did 7 hours on the mountain bike alone in the last 2 days, so my legs are pretty cooked. I'm just doing a nice little easy spin today, testing out the new bike. Yeah, if I get out of the saddle, it just stops making the noise completely, so definitely it's a seat post. That is until the bottom bracket goes bad, but we'll enjoy it for right now. But one of the other sort of surprising things about this bike was the handlebars. I was expecting some cyclocross or gravel kind of sweeper bars, but this just looks like they're standard road bars, which I guess will be fine. I was kind of hoping it'd have the sweeper bars because it's just a little nicer and cross, I would think, but I don't know, these should probably do the job. And actually, because I'm not too familiar with most of the roads here, I just went on Strava, went on the maps, and starred almost every segment around, just so to give me an idea of where some of the segments are and where some of the hills are especially. And yeah, luckily we've got a lot of decent little hills here. So compared to Vietnam, where we have actual mountain climbs, like 30-40 minute climbs, the climbs here are pretty short. Or going full gas on the hills, there's not many hills here longer than 2, maybe 3 minutes. And the gradients here usually aren't that steep. They're usually only about 5%. Maybe a few shorter sections will be a bit steeper. But yeah, I am gonna be missing my longer climbs, but at the same time, I tend to perform a lot better on those shorter sprint climbs. They suit my body type a lot better. So it's actually kind of fun doing some KOM hunting here. And yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot more KOM hunting on this bad boy. It's a lot harder to get KOMs when you're on a 26-pound mountain bike or 26-pound gravel bike, but going to an 18.5-pound cyclocross / gravel bike, it's gonna be a world of a difference. I can't quite comment on the handling yet because yeah, we're just mostly doing straight roads right now, but feels pretty good, solid, responsive. One other sort of downside was just some of the stock setup of this bike. Like, you think with a $4,000 bike they'd have some better cable management, but all of the cables seem to be a little bit too long, and I gotta cut this part, so I like to slam my stem all the way down. That's not an issue, that's pretty standard with all bikes, but just something I need to do. And another slightly annoying thing was when I checked the tires, I noticed that the front tire was on the wrong way. It had the rotation direction going the wrong way, so I don't know if the bike shop did that or if it came that way in the box, but yeah, one of the tires was set up going the wrong direction. I know traditionally in the past, when I used to race cyclocross here about 10 years ago, some people would do that. They'd have their one cyclocross tire going the correct direction, and then they'd have another one going the reverse direction. There was some idea that it helped get extra traction in some ways. I wasn't sure if that was true or not. So maybe it was set up that way because of that. I don't know. Before my ride, I just quickly took off the tire, swapped it around to go the other way, and just took an extra 5 minutes. Let's try getting in the drops, do a little turn here. Yeah, this thing accelerates like a beast. Yeah, I think we'll be all right with the normal road bars on the cyclocross course. It's also crazy to me how smooth some of these dirt roads are. Like, some sections are rough like that, but then you get really smooth sections like this where they're honestly smoother than a lot of the paved roads here. The paved road condition in Michigan is really, really bad, I've been finding out. I actually broke one of my wheels hitting a pothole the other day, so that was a big bummer. Generally a lot safer riding out here on the dirt roads though. Barely any cars, especially compared to the main roads. You get a lot better weather, you're shaded from the sun. with the tree canopies here. You see a lot of animals too. I come across a lot of deer, rabbits, and all sorts of stuff, turkeys. It's very, very different than the landscape we're used to in Vietnam. And it's also just quiet. It's actually like so quiet that you can hear the smallest of sounds. I said I wasn't gonna do any hard efforts today, but this bike is really just making me want to go up all the hill sections. This thing is flying. So since I've been riding road bikes mostly for the last few years, I really don't have much knowledge about current trends and like best practices. So one thing is the tire pressure. I'm really not sure what to run. I'm just running standard tubes right now, and I'm running a little bit higher pressure just to be safe because I don't want to deal with any flats, and I'm really not sure what the best setting is. So I think I have about 50 PSI right now, which I know is way, way higher than what I need, but I'm hoping to set these up tubeless and give that a shot. So especially in the races, I know I want to run some lower pressure just so I can get some better traction going through all the turns and stuff. In riding just straight gravel roads like this, it really doesn't matter too much other than comfort. Those are some deer over there. They're actually kind of dangerous because these deer will just sprint across the road randomly. And yeah, you don't want to go too fast to speeds if you can help it, which is going to be a problem on this bike. Beautiful. We're in farmers country. I don't know which I like more, the open roads or the canopy roads. They both got their charm. All right, and here we are back on the pavement, finishing up the ride. Beautiful views over here by the lake. But yeah, first impressions of the bike so far, everything feeling really, really solid. Really silent when we're out of the saddle, but unfortunately, when I'm in the saddle, that seat post is just really, really annoying. I think it's getting louder over the ride, so hopefully I'll be able to get that fixed. It seems like it should be a pretty quick fix, but man, that's really annoying. You'd expect with a more premium, higher end bike, you don't have to deal with those kinds of noises on the very first ride. But other than that though, this bike, it feels fast. I was fighting against myself not pushing hard today because today's supposed to be an off day and I need to rest, but that's all right. We'll get the fine tuning out of the way and then this bike will be ready to rip for some intervals later this week and hunt some KOMs down. This thing, the gears so far feel really good. So the climbing gear was just right. I don't need anything more than that in this terrain anyway. And I'm not sure about the high end yet. I did a few sort of soft pedal, big gear moves, but nothing serious yet, so I'm really not sure. Hopefully the gear will be enough for actual racing, because that's one of my biggest things I don't like about one bikes is I feel like I don't get enough top gear as I'd like, because I'm more of a like big power kind of rider, and I love my long straightaways or long sort of sprint climbs where I can make up ground on the cyclocross course, but that really depends on the cyclocross course because a lot of cyclocross courses here are just zigzaggy, lots of turns, so not many opportunities to put the power down, but we'll see. So anyway guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video here. Really enjoyed testing out the new bike, and we'll be doing some updates in the near future with some race updates as well. Yeah, that's it for today's video guys. Thanks for watching and see you next time here on 2 Wheel Cruise.